I recently checked out Trailmaker's new update, specifically the energy swords that were added, and found that they have a ton of destruction potential. When I saw this comment about making a plane that uses them to literally fly straight through targets, I knew I had to do it. So I planned to see if we can use these new blades to destroy everything in front of a plane fast enough to allow us to go clean through a build. This was definitely a bit of a challenge, but it was absolutely worth it. Alright, so I kind of want to do this by making a plane that can kind of like fold its wings and everything to basically turn into just the smallest profile possible, and then we can add in the energy swords and try to figure out how to do this. So I think the first thing I'm going to try and do is just make a plane, not a very big one, but just a little plane that can fold in its wings, and actually I guess fold in everything. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. While I'm building that, I have a very important question. Do you have an insane, useless, or otherwise unhinged build idea that you would just love to see me attempt to build? Well, in case you missed the post about it, I'm looking for just that. So either go to that most recent community post or just leave a comment here, sharing your questionable suggestions so I can create some dubious contraptions in an upcoming video. You should also check out the last time I did this to see all the absurd stuff you guys had me build. Let's see if we can top it with this one. Okay, I've come up with something. I haven't even tested this, so I don't know if it'll fly. Well, it technically flies. I mean, actually, it flies okay. But anyway, I can hit shift here, and it folds everything. Okay, it's a little glitchy. Okay, I'm gonna need to fix that. But you can see, we can, we can fold everything in and become nice and thin. I'm actually using some little helicopter blades at the back for vertical tail fins, because I was trying to make a system where a vertical stabilizer could like fold back out of the way, but it was kind of hard to get that to fit in with everything else. Also, I know I could use hinges for this stuff. It'd be more compact, but I like how fast you can make the servos. Yeah, I don't really know if it's worth it to use them, but I wanted to. Alright, well, clearly I have a bit more work to do. And then we actually have to figure out how to, like, add in the blades. Well, I'm not really sure how I managed to do this. Alright, I've come up with something. This thing works fairly well. I mean, it flies, it flies. I'll just leave it at that. And then we can pull this all in and do this. And we actually still have a little bit of control. Actually a surprising amount for how, folded in those mech elevators are. But it should be enough so that, once we're lined up with a target, we can fold in and then just kind of make fine adjustments. But anyway, I think it is now time to... Oh, amazing landing. I think it's time to figure out how I'm going to attach swords to this. Okay, so just as a quick test here, if we get into the air, as you see, that'll do that. That looks pretty decent. I wonder, I mean, the wings will catch a little, but you know what? Let me actually build this into the fuselage a little better, and then I'm just gonna see what this does. So then I proceeded to not build the blades into the fuselage, instead slapping a few more on the sides and messing around with the propulsion for 20 minutes. Just bear with me here, I promise we'll end up with something cool in the end. It better be good, because there's no way this thing will work. Just give it a second, okay? Innovation like this takes time. It isn't even that innovative. It's literally just a plane with some... It'll be really cool by the end of this. Just give it a few minutes. Okay, where were we? Oh, right, we were about to test it for the first time. I guess let's just get... just a nice, flat, simple target to start this off with. Here we go. We haven't used this one in a while, but it should do a perfect job. Alright, let's see if this concept even works. Gonna go ahead and do that, fold everything in. Oh, okay, we lose a lot of lift. Well, I think that worked. We might have to restructure some of this because it really can't hold itself in the air very well when it's folded. Here, if we come down like this, oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, well, maybe like this. Oh wait, that might have worked. Probably doesn't help that the aerodynamics on this are abysmal. Okay, hold on. This looks like a good angle. Oh, we just drop out of the air though. Oh, that worked though. Let me try this on a thicker build, and then I'm gonna have to make some big redesigns because I think what we have right now is fundamentally very flawed. It's also not the easiest thing to control. Alright, let's get this thing out. Currently my favorite target to use. Okay, wow, this is a much smaller target than the other one. And oh, we drop out of the sky so fast. Also, I should probably mention now, I'm trying to do this without gyros because I think it's cooler to have it all just aerodynamics. Here we go. Okay. So that could not go through it. So there is a limit to this. All right, I'm going to try to make this better. This is harder than I thought it'd be. Okay, so I've been at this for a while, and as you can see, it's just a completely different design. I have 4 sets of those blades in there, so when I do this, you can see we get they're all stacked up, which I believe makes it 4 times as strong. At least I'd assume that's what it does. This little center thing in the middle, other than looking cool, I don't think it will be an issue because there's no way anything can slip in there. Maybe. And then I'm using these helicopter blades for lift because they work out really well, as you can see, and then we can just pull them in like that. I've got some it's all helicopter blades, it really is. But I've got some of that in the back that works fairly well for pitch. The only issue is I don't have roll right now. Now I want this to all be able to fold up and not have like anything out there. So I might try switching out the helicopter blades for like actual wing bits so we can put ailerons on there. But then you start getting issues of things like colliding. But you know what? It could work. It could work. Because really all I need is roll, and I know I could just put a gyro in here, but, well, that would be boring. And I want to do something that is probably just way more difficult than it needs to be. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I've got this. I've pretty much refined it so it works pretty well. You know, you can do this, and then it flies nice and straight, and should get rid of anything in front of it, or at least punch through it. But I have been trying for so long. I don't know how I would add roll to this, so we're just gonna put a gyro in. I was hoping I wouldn't have to, and I could like do it all just with aerodynamic pieces, but sometimes a gyro is just a little too helpful to not be used. Alright, well, now that we've got that, I believe this thing can fly around just fine. The pitch is a little weird just because of how I designed it, but you know what? It works, at least in terms of flying. I'm pretty happy with that. Now it's time to see if I can actually go through anything. But anyway, let's start out with the big ol' thing. Yeah, this will be a good start. Also, first person is look at that. It's pretty nice. I don't think I'll use first person to actually aim this, but oh, actually this camera could be good. It's a little jarring, but okay, hold on. All right, attempt 2. Oh boy, the control is kind of weird. All right. Oh, look at that. Okay, we are just going clean through it. I think I can confidently switch to a different build now. All right, this is going to be a little tricky to hit. Oh, okay. I really should have done pitch differently. Too late now, though. Okay, I'm staying folded in nice and early because we actually have a decent amount of control for this. Oh, perfect. Oh, well, we hit it. I don't think this is enough to go clean through it yet. I'm going to try reorganizing these energy blades in a way that covers us more completely, I guess. Okay, so I've been messing around with these and adjusting a couple things. I've gotten, I think, what is a better pattern with more coverage. But then I remembered they have a size setting. So if I just kind of crank that up, there's so much. I went this entire time without remembering that they could do that. So yeah, this should be good. All right, here we go. This better work, otherwise I'll be very, very sad. Okay, well, I missed. That's one way to start this. I forgot because I changed the pitch to be a little more be a little less sensitive. We don't have quite as much pitch control when we're in the folded mode. Okay, here we go. Nope, I missed again. And I'm gonna okay. The more I'm doing this, the more I'm feeling like there's no way we can just go straight through a build, right? But maybe we will. Okay, well, I grazed the top of it. Come on. Oh! Wait, what just happened? Why did my game lag so much? I mean, we kind of went through it, but that wasn't as direct of a hit as I would have liked. Okay, wait, what even happened? Okay, we hit the propellers. And, oh, wow. Okay, wait, we actually kind of tore straight through that. Let me see if I can hit it again before it hits the water. There's no way I make it, but, well, you know what? Maybe I will. Come on. Oh, it's looking good. Oh! Okay. Well, we did something. Actually, here's something I could try. What if I just put down, like, a few of these? I wonder what that'll do. Alright, now we've got 3 of those set up, and I'm going to try and go through all 3. Alright, this shouldn't be too hard. And... oh! Oh, wait, that's actually so cool. Yeah, so I think the key with this... okay, well... Wow, that was violent. I think the key with this is when... oh, that looks so cool. The key is when you're about to hit it, I think I kind of just have to let go of all the controls. I mean, except for the thrust. That way it follows a nice smooth arc and there's no like weird stuff happening. Because when I'm trying to control it, even if I stop like right before, it'll oscillate a bit and the tail kind of wiggles around and hits stuff. But I want to see how many of these we can set up. And I can just leave those up. There's no way we hit the same spot twice. Okay, I've got 6 of those set up. Honestly, I think we can go through all of them. I think the only issue we faced is that we just kind of wobble around and we don't go through it smoothly. But here, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna miss. Hold on, let me actually hit it properly. Okay. I'm gonna try something. We're gonna line up like this, and I'm just going to let it do its thing. Oh! Okay, we actually hit it. I don't know what happened there. Oh boy. I'm trying it again, but we're nice and high off the ground. And, well, we're gonna see how it goes. I think I can do it. But you know what? Only one way to find out. Alright, here we go. This better work. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, this thing was not very consistent. Oh really? What makes you think that? What? Who asked you? Anyway, I was able to get a few clips of it actually working as intended, which turned out really well. Yeah, cool. I think that's good. Don't forget to leave the stupid, weird build suggestions for me to do. And thank you to the channel members. And yeah, I think that's it. Bye. Alright, did you notice that there were also black bars at the top and bottom of the screen? I don't know how this even happened, but for some reason the resolution of Trailmakers was set to like slightly off of what it should be. So the height wasn't actually taking up my full screen. I doubt anybody even noticed it was there. I mean, I didn't even notice until like halfway through editing when I was like, wait, what? Why isn't this filling up the full screen? But yeah, I just thought I should let you know so now you can't unsee it. I mean, the video's over now, so it doesn't matter, but, I thought other people should know that.